Hello traders and investors, welcome back to the Trend Trader channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the SAB Zenzele Kabili special dividend declaration. For those people that don't know what is SAB Zenzele Kabili, we will leave a link in the video description so that you can see how SAB Zenzele Kabili came about. But for those people that know what is SAB Zenzele Kabili and who might be shareholders of SAB Zenzele Kabili, well, today you're gonna get some good news from the company. Like I said, it's about the declaration of a special dividend. This is dividend number 2. Remember, in year 2022, there was a special dividend that was paid to shareholders. So in this case, they say that this dividend is coming from income reserves. So now, what are those income reserves? For other people that might be shareholders of Ab Inbev, a dividend was received in May 2023 from Ab Inbev. Remember that SAB Zenzele Kabili does not do business. It is just a shareholder of Ab Inbev shares. So they are transferring some of that income from the Ab Inbev shares to the shareholders of SAB Zenzele Kabili. Again, if you want to know the relationship between SAB Zenzele Kabili and Ab Inbev, make sure that you check that video in the description. Okay, so now SAB Zenzele Kabili received this money from Ab Inbev, and the board decided to take a decision to pass that money to shareholders of SAB Zenzele Kabili. Qualifying shareholders of SAB Zenzele Kabili are people in South Africa that are classified as black according to the BE Act. So like any other dividend that we receive from ordinary shares, we usually pay a 20% dividend withholding tax. So this will cover both the gross amount and the dividend amount. So to cut the long story short, this board is going to be pay a net after that gross dividend. So the gross dividend is 45 cents per share, but the net dividend is 36 cents per share. So it means that you will have paid that 20% dividend withholding tax, unless if you are exempted for this kind of dividend. If you are not exempted, you will definitely pay this 20%. So now, when are the dates that we're gonna expect to receive this money? Because this is these are the important date. Dividend was declared on the 5th of June 2023, but you need to buy these shares. The last day to participate is to buy these shares before the 20th of June 2023. And then on the 21st, the shares will be trading ex-dividend. If you don't know what the declaration date, the dividend, ex-dividend, record date, and the payment date, what it means, also we'll leave another link on the description which describes all these dates that are associated with the dividend payment date. So yes, once again, you need to ensure that by the 20th of June, you are a shareholder of SAB Zenzele Kabili shares, if you are not a shareholder already. And then on the 26th of June, that is when that net dividend of 36 pence is going to be paid in your account. Remember, for you to qualify for these shares, you need to be SAB Zenzele Kabili shareholder, and you need to meet that requirements. One of the major requirements is that you are black according to the BE Act, and then also you need to ensure that your stockbroker, you are able to buy these BE shares. For those people that are trading stocks using easy equities, yes, but you need to have a separate PE account, or you need to send some documents so that you will be able to buy these PE shares. So long story short, shareholders or investors of Ab Inbev, or shareholders of SAB Zenzele Kabili, will be receiving a dividend of 36 cents per ordinary share on the 26th of June. So that is the most crucial information. Now let us look at what happens. So now if you go back to the result of Ab Inbev in May, we saw that this company reported this okayish result. We can see the total revenue was up by 11%, and then the final quarter was up by 10%. The profit, underlying profit, was about 6 billion, so that is in US dollars, so it's 6 billion US dollars. For that quarter it was 1.7 US dollars, and then the earnings per share, we can see that it was $3 this is $3.03 for the full year, but for the quarter it was 86 US cents. And then Ab Inbev declared a dividend of 75 euros. Remember that Ab Inbev, the main listing is in Belgium, so it's not a South African company. So they declared 75 euros. Then there has been that trickle down of that dividend payment from 75 euro, 0.75 euro cent, not euros, full euros, but euro cent. So that amount has been undergoing through a lot of sieves until a certain portion was paid to investors. So if you look back, we can see that the dividend was 75 euro cent per share. That was declared by shareholders in April, and then coming all the way from the exchange rate. The exchange rate that they used for South Africa was 20 rand 21 cent to 1 euro. That translated to about 15 rand 16 cent before tax, and then subtracting the 30% Belgian tax of about 4 rand 54 cent, and then investors were left with 10 rand 61 cent. Again, that was before the tax that they're supposed to pay in South Africa. Then finally, at the end, remember, supposed to pay the 20% tax, but there are some agreements between South Africa and Belgium when it comes to taxes, and for that reason, the way that they calculated the tax, it changed a bit. So now when you look at the final payment, so in the end, Ab Inbev shareholders received a dividend of 9 rand 85 cent. That was an after tax, but that dividend was paid in May. So for South African investors, that dividend was paid in May. So basically the money came from Ab Inbev. That 9 rand, it was paid to SAB Zenzele Kabili. The share code is SZK. Then from the SAB Zenzele Kabili board, it's passed to shareholders of SAB Zenzele Kabili. So you can see that if you're an SAB Zenzele Kabili shareholder, your money came from multiple levels, and it kept on being sifted through the tax things until you are left with about 30 something cent. So you may decide to be a shareholder of SAB Zenzele Kabili, or you can decide to be a shareholder of Ab Inbev. But something that you have to keep in mind, the share price of Ab Inbev is just above 1000 rand per share, and the share price of SAB Zenzele Kabili at this moment is somewhere around 40 rand per share. So you shouldn't just cry about that 36 cent. You should also consider the significant price difference between Ab Inbev share price and SAB Zenzele Kabili shares. Again, for those people that are not familiar with the relationship between these two companies, we will leave the video on the description. And if you found value in this video, please make sure that you smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. We will see you in the next video.